Ooh, what's up, everybody? My name is OMG, WTF, LOL, FTWBRB. Welcome back to more WWE versus TEW, the weekly series where we take the events and shows that the WWE books. Naughty! Stop rubbing your face on the mic. Apologize if you hear that. Also, apologies for McAfee and its stupid subscription expiring whatever thing popping up in the recording. Thanks for the appearance, McAfee. Nonetheless, welcome back to WWE vs. TEW, the weekly series where we take the events and shows that the WWE books, run them in the game to see just how well the WWE does against TEW, or if Total Extreme Wrestling will be the company to bring the WWE down to its knees. Today, we are booking the July 24th edition of 205 Live. Still a week behind. Naughty's still rubbing his head on my mic. I literally just like pushed him away. The way he fell too made it look like he was just like one of those anime fights where they're just like, oh, and they go into the wall, even though he didn't win into a wall, but whatever. I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here. 205 Live, everybody's favorite show. It's mine, it's yours, it's Naughty's, it's Vince McMahon's. Everybody loves 205 Live. Let's jump into it. Main event of the night, #1 contendership, fatal 4-way for the Cruiserweight Championship as Mustafa Ali battles Drew Gulak, Hideo Itami, and TJP. We get our cold open of the night as GM Drake Maverick hypes up the fatal 4-way, giving Drew Gulak, TJP, Hideo Itami, and Mustafa Ali all their individual little screen time to kind of put themselves over. 36 D- rating as we get, once again, more hype for the fatal 4-way. This time just, the commentators hyping it up that we will see a #1 contendership 4-way match later on tonight. Of course, featuring TJP, Mustafa Ali, Hideo Itami, and Drew Gulak. Before we get into our opening match, this is like one of those weird little promos that happens kind of before the match. We go to a 38 D- as Jack Gallagher cuts a quick little promo, the Brian Kendrick standing behind him, pretty much just letting everybody know that, Drew Gulak's not the only one with championship aspirations around here, and he's looking just to remind everybody here just how good he is at the demise of Akira Tozawa. So, of course, him and Tozawa are in action next. We jump into our opening match of the night, 46 solid D rating here. And a poor matchup, Akira Tozawa goes over Gentleman Jack Gallagher in 9 minutes, 12 seconds with the bridging German suplex. Tozawa with an in-ring performance of a 44. Gentleman Jack with a 43. So only 1 point difference between the two. Tozawa, the better of the two here tonight, which kind of surprises me because, Tozawa's been on the losing streak, but he's also been on TV more than Jack Gallagher. So maybe that's why, but just last week, here I am saying, man, Tozawa's the jobber of 205 Live, and it sucks. What an unfortunate thing. And here he is, and he picks up a victory, more than likely just to probably gain some momentum heading further into the Lio Rush feud. But, man, is it a shame that it was over Gentleman Jack. Gentleman Jack's probably my favorite cruiserweight on 205 Live, so it's a shame that it had to come at his hands, but he really hasn't been doing all that much. I just hope that he's not, like, the jobber member of the new trio going on right now between him, Gulak, and Brian Kendrick. So I don't believe Tozawa beat him with a bridging German suplex. I believe he hit him with that senton splash from the top rope to win. Nonetheless, after the match is over, Drake Maverick, who was on commentary for the matchup, and we didn't get any dings, so I imagine he wasn't a bad commentator, but he was on commentary. Akira Tozawa, after the match, goes over to kind of confront him, and he lets him know, I want a rematch, and I want Lio Rush, pretty much, and Maverick lets him know, all right, I'll make it happen. I'll make it happen. Congratulations on your win. Maverick, of course, great general manager. I love those little extra things that, he adds in there. That's what makes him so great. You got a guy like Kurt Angle who just goes out there and he reads his lines. But then you have someone like Paige, or you have someone like Drake Maverick who add that little extra to it, despite not really having to. Like, on SmackDown this week, Paige, after Miz declined Sin Cara, and they walk away, Paige and Sin Cara start having a conversation. No, we didn't hear the full conversation because the cameras went off because it was the end of the segment, but they started having a conversation. It felt real. Like, Paige is all like, oh, I guess both of our nights aren't really going all that well, you know? Like, it felt like a real thing, like a real little segment, like they're having a little conversation despite the cameras going off. And that's how it is here with Drake, you know? Drake, even though the cameras weren't going off, he didn't have to say, hey, you know, congratulations on your win, you know, because Akira Tozawa's been on a losing streak. He didn't have to go, oh, congratulations. He probably wasn't even supposed to. Like, he wasn't required to say, hey, tell Tozawa congratulations on his win. No, his main requirement probably was just to be like, okay, yeah, I'll give you your match with Lio Rush. But no, he just went the extra mile and added it to make that a little bit more realism. That's what WWE, that's what wrestling is missing nowadays. Maybe not wrestling, because I would honestly argue that a lot of companies are dividing that realism thing. Like, we can tell it's still fake, but they're not treating us like we know. They're not treating us like we know wrestling's fake. Like, WWE, I kind of feel sometimes treats us like we know it's fake. Like, they'll be like, oh, Roman Reigns hates this person or something, but here's him butting around with this other heel on some reading contest. Like, that would never happen back in the day, and it honestly probably wouldn't happen at someone like New Japan or ROH or maybe Impact Wrestling. They kind of act like wrestling isn't real sometimes too, with some of their post things, but they want to be WWE. Going off on a little bit of a tangent here, all over some stupid little general manager thing, but it's the little things in wrestling that matter the most, if you ask me. Yeah, the big things are what people remember, but the little things is what get people invested. So, nonetheless, that does advance the Lio Rush Akira Tozawa storyline. We then jump into a 44 solid D rating. TJP lounging on the couch, looking like he doesn't care, because he doesn't. He's surprised that Drake Maverick, you know, acknowledged just how great he is in giving him this title shot, and he's going to make the most of it pretty much because he's confident that he will prove to everyone why he's the cruiserweight by being the cruiserweight champion soon enough. So TJP kind of playing off like I feel like his gimmick is just a typical millennial, like, oh, you know, I everything should be handed to me. I'm TJP, and I'm the first ever cruiserweight champion, and I'm not bagging on it. I love his current gimmick. I think it's a great fit for TJP, better than whatever they were having him do when he was a face. TJP was born a heel. He's a heel, and he's making it work. I enjoyed the promo. The only thing I really didn't care about was the couch part. Like, while the couch part added a lot to it, made it seem like, oh, it was fit, you know, like not fishy, but made it seem like he just didn't care. Like, it was good for his character. It just didn't make sense from a promo perspective. Like, this guy's acting like he's asleep on the couch, but then all of a sudden he's like, oh, hello, camera guy. Let me cut my quick little promo, but then go back to sleep. Like, that's just kind of my main critique. Something small, but it did kind of stick out to me going like, how did you know the camera guy was there if you were asleep, you know? But whatever. 43 Solid Diaz. Directly after the TJP promo, we jump to a Hideo Itami promo, who is practicing his kicks, practicing his punches, ready for the Fatal 4-Way match. And he's ready for Cedric Alexander, pretty much. 37 D- rating, as once again the Fatal 4-Way's #1 contendership match is hyped up between TJP, Drew Gulak, Mustafa Ali, and Hideo Itami. 75 B- for Big Break John. Sorry, I almost said Big Match John. Big Break John coming through. Not a 100 star, only a 75 B-. He was only on screen for 2 minutes, but thanks again, John. 2 out of you on SmackDown. 40 D- rating as the Lucha House Party call out Tony Nese. I guess Tony Nese had some sort of like nagging injury or something. There's a reason why he's not here tonight. If you remember from last week's 205 Live, Nese challenged Kalisto in a one-on-one action with no partners at ringside, just him versus him. But like I just mentioned, Nese is not here. Neither is Gran Metalik, who I guess is in Mexico dealing with his visa right now. So just Lince Dorado and Kalisto, who kind of just mock Tony Nese, like, where are you, Tony? Come on. And then they're like, well, you might be strong, but you can't deal with how fast we are, pretty much. So tag team action for Kalisto and Lince coming up next. 33 E+, this is kind of happening while the match is going on. So, again, one of those weird segments. But Buddy Murphy just watching the Lucha House Party in action during their match. Lost heat for the feud. Probably should have made this a minor, to be honest. 34 E+ rating. That's horrible. 34 E+ rating in a terrible matchup. Lucha House Party, Kalisto, and Lince Dorado going over local talent Chris Robinson and Ryan DiPolo, I don't know. And 3 minutes, 5 seconds after Kalisto goes over Chris Robinson with the Toledo Soul. I did this a while back where I mixed up the names of the competitors and I just didn't bother to change it back. I did that again. Chris Robinson is technically this guy, and Ryan DiPolo is technically this guy. So that's how it should be. But again, who cares, really? If anybody's curious, I can go ahead and try to change this up a little bit. So since this guy was supposed to be Chris Robinson is played by Shiloh Johns. And since this guy was supposed to be Ryan DiPolo, he is played by Brad Kevins. So that is who plays who. Lince Dorado really off his game. Chris Robinson getting better at his gimmick. Kalisto and Lince Dorado's timing as a team don't work. They're all over the place. We already knew this, but again, unfortunately, whether WWE likes it or not, if there's a negative chemistry thing going on in their world, or not in their world, in this game, and they're still doing it in their world, like for instance, I believe like Peyton Royce and Billy Kay don't have good chemistry together when being managed or something by one or the other. Stuff like that, we still got to roll with because that is what WWE is doing, and that's what we're still doing. So even though Kalisto and Lince Dorado don't have good chemistry, if they have a match in the future, just like they do tonight and have in the past, we will continue to use them as a team despite their negative chemistry. This match did go ahead and cool the crowd a little bit. Lince Dorado with an in-ring performance of a 34, Kalisto with a 40, Ryan DiPolo with a 23, and Chris Robinson with a 21, the worst of the match. So Ryan DiPolo, of course, this guy, the guy who technically should have been Chris Robinson, is improving in Rumble, flying, and performance. Made the most of his appearance here tonight. 49D+ as we get another little quick brief promo, this time from Drew Gulak, who pretty much just says, you know, when you step to Drew Gulak, you will tap out. Nothing too special here. Gulak putting over, you know, that he's the best submission expert on 205 Live and that no one can step up to him. And that whether it's Mustafa Ali, whether it's Hideo Itami, whether it's TJP, and even if it's the Cruiserweight Champion Cedric Alexander, no matter what, and when I get my hands on you, I'm going to make you tap out. 32E+ as we get probably the worst of all the promos, to be honest. Another promo, this time from Mustafa Ali, who is ready for the Fatal 4-Way, and he's ready for Cedric Alexander. He's ready to accomplish his dreams and get his WrestleMania rematch. Let's see if he can do it. Because I believe the Fatal 4-Way match, is next. 36D- for the hype. Before we get to that, though, Dasha Fuentes catches Lio Rush backstage. She talks about Lio Rush, you know, in Akira Tozawa's challenge. Rush goes on to say, ask me what I think about that. So Dasha does indeed ask Lio Rush, what does she think about Akira Tozawa challenging Lio Rush? Rush goes on to say, you know, I think I've already beaten Akira Tozawa, and I think that Tozawa should keep my name out his mouth before walking away. So really great stuff from Lio Rush here. Pretty much putting over like, you know what, that's old news. I've already beaten Tozawa. I don't need to do it again. So Lio Rush is just, he's really impressed me. I've enjoyed Lio Rush ever since he's been called up from his little viginatis. I don't know what you call those little like video things where it's hyping up their debut, all the way to his in-ring work and everything. Lio Rush, in my opinion, I would have him be the one to beat Cedric Alexander in the future. That's just my opinion, though. Although Drew Gulak wouldn't be a bad choice either. They've been pushing him hard, but I don't know if he is going to be the one to get the victory. Kind of spoiled the victor of this matches, by the way, but that's fine. 47 solid D rating here in a poor matchup. Drew Gulak goes over Mustafa Ali, Hideo Itami, and TJP in 17 minutes, 18 seconds. After Drew Gulak gets the Gulak locked in on Mustafa Ali and makes him tap out. Not with a Trailblazer, but with the Gulak. He does indeed get him to tap out with the Gulak. I don't even think he made him tap out. I think Mustafa Ali more like passed out, if anything. Like, he didn't tap out. It was just, I think he just passed out like after a while, you know, of being in the Gulak. This was a great match. Back and forth action. Everybody getting to show what they're, you know, made of. Not TJP. Mustafa Ali being the only face in this match took a lot of the heat. Definitely getting beaten down by all three men who are working together. TJP's trying to, you know, play them for fools. At one point in the match, this was probably one of my favorite parts of the match. He has Drew Gulak's lifting, Drew Gulak and TJP, I should say, are lifting Mustafa Ali up for a superplex or double suplex, and TJP lets go of Mustafa Ali while he's in the air to roll Drew Gulak up for a small package, but unfortunately he didn't get the win there. But that's great stuff. TJP playing the cowardly heel here, trying to get the two heels to do his bidding while he just gets a cheap way in. Doesn't do him any good, because at the end of the day, Drew Gulak gets the championship match, and he'll be going on to face Cedric Alexander, and what many people feel may be one of those it's about time kind of feelings, you know, because Gulak, ever since Enzo Amore was Cruiserweight champion, a lot of people were thinking Gulak should be the next person to challenge for the championship, because they were teasing that between him and Enzo, like a little bit of a dissension. But when, of course, Enzo got, you know, the whole rape allegations drops and all that happened, and when he got released, that feud kind of got scrapped. We don't see the Zoe train no more. Drew Gulak's not even doing the PowerPoint presentations anymore. So ever since then, Gulak's kind of reverted to more of his old submissions technique. And during the WrestleMania build, he was one of the favorites to win the tournament, but he didn't win. I believe he actually lost to Mustafa Ali. And then, you know, then it went to Buddy Murphy. Then it went to Hideo Itami. So finally, Drew Gulak's finally getting his opportunity. Earned it as well. And he could beat Cedric. You never know. He could be. He's got a lot of momentum on his side. Drew Gulak getting better at his gimmick. Mustafa Ali with a 37 in-ring performance, the worst of everybody. Drew Gulak with a 47. Hideo Itami with a 51, the best of everybody. And TJP with an in-ring performance of a 40. No worker improvements to comment on, though. 39 D-. Technically, I guess I should have probably done 2 Cedric Alexander segments. He was watching the match in the beginning portions of it, but I figured since I was doing this one, there really wasn't much of a reason to do 2. So I just scrapped the first one, went with this one. Cedric Alexander just pretty much shown reacting to Drew Gulak's win in the back, just like, oh, alright, whatever, cool. So there you have that, and then afterwards we end off the show with a 41 Solid D as Drew Gulak celebrates in the ring, of course, with his duo team, or whatever you want to call them, the Brian Kendrick and gentleman Jack Gallagher. So we end off the show, and we get ourselves a 53 C-. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Although I am going to credit Big Break John here, because I'm starting to get the feeling that it is John Cena. You know, it is rated as a minor angle, and I didn't think minor angles went into the show's effect, but maybe they do a little bit. Who knows? But there you have it. Drew Gulak will be challenging Cedric Alexander for the championship, and that is actually the end of this week. So I believe we no, never mind. I was thinking Invasion. For some reason, I was thinking of the Invasion save, because week 4 is WrestleMania. So I was like, I believe it's pay-per-view time coming up. But no. Not yet. Almost jumped the gun there. But it is week 4. It is almost time for, you know, a new month, which we will see if we've made any profit. Last month we didn't make any profit, but mostly because the NJPW, what the hell, the WWE UK developmental territory we started up, so we lost money there because, well, we spent a lot of money in the process. But that's okay, that's okay. That is going to be the end of this video, though. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor, leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, my name has been OMG, WTF, LOL, FTW, BRB. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, Facebooks, Twitters, Instagrams, I don't give a dams. Anybody out there, if you would enjoy my content, make sure you give them a share. Help your boy out, get some new subscribers up in this bitch. And as always, I've got my buddies down below to check out in the description. I highly recommend checking out ZachManziNVO over on Twitch, Raging Yoshi here on YouTube, 2 of my most active friends on the description. Give them a check out, maybe find something else you like out there on the interwebs. As always, though, like I said, end of the video, I will see you guys for Monday Night Raw as we try to speed through and catch up as quick as we can. Have a good one, guys.